Our thoughts create our realities. So if you have ever been in a situation where you were thinking about something and then all of a sudden, boom, it happens and you're like, see, I knew that was going to happen. I'm a psychic. Yes, you are very intuitive, but you also manifested that into your existence. Okay. So understand that if you are always in this negative headspace where you are thinking negatively about yourself, or you are thinking very poorly about a situation, if that is actually what you are going to be experiencing, there is this process in Ask and It Is Given. That is one of my favorite books that I have been reading from the beginning of my spiritual awakening until now, that I always go back to. And in this book, they talk about the pivot process, or the pivoting process. We can actually change those negative thoughts into positive ones. So let's say that if you are, like you have a plate of food in front of you and you're like, I don't want this. It's so nasty. I don't like the flavors. I don't like the texture. You're saying and you're observing every single thing that you do not like on the plate. Well, the pivoting process is actually by you observing everything that you do not want, you become fully aware of what you do want in that moment. So you might not actually want the unseasoned food. So what do you want? You want food that tastes good. You want food that is pleasing to your palate. You want your appetite to be fulfilled. And so that is what the pivoting process is about. It is about changing your perspective and your point of view from being negative and being focused on what you do not want, and actually understanding what it is that you do want. There have been so many times where I'm like, I don't even know what I want. I don't want that. I don't want this. I don't want that. And then it's like, well, what do you want, Jess? And it takes me a long time, or it has taken me a long time for me to figure out what it is that I want. But understanding this pivoting process has allowed for me to make my desires attainable, to make my desires known to myself. When we are manifesting, we have to be very clear and direct in what we want, or else we're going to continue getting everything that we do not want and then complaining about it and then getting it again and then complaining about it again, and it becomes a cycle that no one needs to really repeat. Okay, we don't need to repeat that cycle over and over and over again. So I'm here to tell you guys that the pivoting process is something that you can be utilizing at every single moment of your day, especially when you are having these negative thoughts come in saying, well, God, I actually want to feel love. I actually want to feel happiness. I want to have the joy and the peace internally. I want to be healthy. And when you say those things and when you put them out there in the universe, now you can focus on what you do want. And we all know that where attention goes, that is where energy flows. So let's pour all of that energy into the positive things that we actually want. All right. And the other part too is that when we are going through and saying all of these negative things, we are not in alignment with who we truly are on a spiritual soul level. You as a spiritual being, you are abundant, okay? You are the universe, all right? You are so abundant in love. You are abundant in money. You are abundant in resources. You are abundant in happiness. You are abundant in every single thing that you could possibly desire. And so because of that, when we are feeling the opposite of, or when we are experiencing the opposite of what we actually are, that is when we start to feel the depression. That's when we start to feel the anxiety, or when we're sad, or when we're down, when we're feeling that loneliness, despair. It is because we are not truly in alignment with who we are. And so this pivoting process is going to help you get into a better state of being, so that way you're manifesting from a higher vibrational standpoint versus from this lower standpoint that is not in alignment. Okay, this is something that I practice every moment. Every single chance that I get, I practice it. Okay, anytime that I'm having a negative thought that comes in saying I don't like this, boom, I change it and I'm saying I actually want X, Y, and Z in my life. Okay, I actually want to attract something that is more in alignment with my higher self. So do not become discouraged when you have all these negative thoughts come in, okay? We're all human, so they're gonna come in, all right? But it's all about knowing how to pivot them so that that way you are manifesting from a better vantage point. I always say it's better to manifest from the mountaintop than to have your manifestations come from the valley. If you have found any of this helpful, please let me know in the comment section below, and I will talk to y'all very soon.
Some days I wish I had a relationship